Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets.
Hey, man.
Beers and bets. I think this is our 200th episode, guys.
Holy shit.
We might have to celebrate. What do we do to celebrate? We take a sip?
Yeah, we definitely take a sip. Is that for real?
Yeah.
Maybe we do a
number
live
200.
stream at a Top Golf or something next time we see
I
each
saw
other.
the last one was labeled 199, so that would make this
Holy
one,
shit.
if I get my math is correct,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
200. When did we start?
We started
2020?
2 years ago.
During COVID.
We started the year the
September,
Bucks
right?
won the Super Bowl. It was a great time to start. And we might, but I don't know if this podcast lasts for another Bucks Super Bowl win. I don't know if we're going to make it there.
We'll be dead.
I think we're celebrating that Broncos dub, man. I mean, go against a team like Green Bay that's like really a
Jordan Love, the
powerhouse,
tough quarterback.
dude.
Coming off the bye.
I mean,
2
I
weeks.
can't even tell you like the way they came out and performed. The defense looked great, dude. I mean, we really put it to them, dude. And I think that's what we should really be. I mean, 200's great.
I want to get a Kareem
Broncos,
Jackson jersey,
I mean, you know,
honestly.
dude, that was a big win, dude. 2-5.
Hey,
What a
but
threat.
really, at least the defense performed well 2 times in a row. And now you get another crack at the Chiefs next week. The team is actually playing as good as we've seen this season. I'm not saying they're playing great, but you got to like your chances getting the Chiefs at home next week, don't you?
Huh? Yeah. No, I think we got
A little bit of hesitance
Well, hey,
in your voice.
Let's
Let's just focus on the win.
Yeah.
Our division is good. Why don't you worry about your team in that division losing to a team in that same division that is the worst in football? How the hell
Are we
do you pull
gonna go
that-
Bucks
how the
this
hell do you
early?
pull out we could do it quick.
Dude,
Let's get it out.
Might as well. Keep it short and
Broncos
sweet.
got a
Short
dub.
and sweet.
Cheers to that. Cheers to
Des,
200
yeah.
episodes. And
It
thank
was
you
good to
all
see
the
some
fucking
progress,
people
I
that
thought.
watched
Yeah.
this shit.
Desmond Ritter literally
Okay.
tried to hand us the game on 3 occasions. He fumbled at the 1-yard line twice. One resulted in a touchback. He also fumbled a third time on the 20-yard line. Like, how do you do this? How do you force 3 red zone fumbles and lose the game 16-13? The offense just isn't getting it done.
Dude,
And I don't want to.
Bad football team.
I'm not gonna blame Baker yet. Too many penalties. How do we have?
You're
We
a
had
bad football
3
team.
false starts on the same drive at home. How do you do that? It was not even the same drive. It was the same series of downs. It was the same, first down to fourth down. 3 false starts.
dude.
How do you do that at home?
You lack discipline. You're not a good football team.
I mean, we're not on the same page.
At least on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, the defense has been great. I mean, we score 20 or more points, we're 3-0. We score less than 20 points, we're 0-3. It's really as simple as that. You just got to give this
So
defense.
what's your record?
You
right
got to
now?
give this 3-3.
What?
It's probably a lot
We-
of teams in the league, though. Like if you give up 20, if you get 20 or more, you're gonna get a lot of wins.
Well, yeah, but we've
you gotta get
lost
20 points.
we've
in the
lost
game.
when we've given up 16. We've lost when we've given
Yeah,
up 19.
That's my point. Oh, I'm saying scoring 20 though.
Yeah, you got to score 20 to win. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the defense is fine.
Nah,
We just got to find a way to score. The defense, when you force 3 turnovers and lose 16-13, I don't want to hear any blame on our defense. I will not
They're
give
bad
them
football.
any shit.
Yeah,
A lot of good games this week. Let's move on.
yeah, they're old.
We're gonna go to Buffalo Thursday night and we're gonna win. Buffalo looks just as bad as we do lately.
I want a $10 bet. You won't do it.
I'll do it. I'll do a $10
I'll give
bet
you
Thursday
5.
night. The
give
spread's
you
7. You
I'll
give me
give you
5
5.
points. I'll
Yeah.
take it easy. Easy.
And you're
I'll
gonna
take
do
it.
double or nothing. in the
Matt, you're
middle of the next-
continuing to bet and lose. You know,
I'll-
you went double or nothing on the Ravens. I told you guys last week these teams that are not good.
Fool's gold. Yeah.
Dude, nobody in the
Detroit,
NFC South is
not good.
Nobody in our division is good.
All right,
The
we'll
NFC
see.
North might be worse with the Vikings, Bears, Packers, Lions. That division might be
I think
worse.
You got to remember, you lost to a Falcons team without Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, but I mean, who
The
in a
Saints are gonna
16-13
wipe the floor
game?
with you as Carr's shoulder. Gets
We
better,
beat
you
the
guys are
Saints on the
terrible.
road. We beat
Matt,
the Saints
Matt,
on the road already.
Matt, you saw the peak of your season with the Bucks. You already saw it. Enjoy it. Move
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna mark this down, Brad. When you say we peaked here at week 3,
Hey,
You
mark,
did.
mark down
seven.
I
the.
said that
yeah.
3 weeks ago, man. I was like, dude, this is the highest point. I was like, this is worse for your team because you're going to be
You
worse.
can
than
go
my
back
team.
and do your homework.
You're worse than my
it
team,
was said.
man. I said it. I was like, dude, this.
Yeah.
I'd rather be the Broncos where I can laugh at it and be
Like, what positive
rather
do you
than
see
the
moving forward, Matt?
Fool's
With the
gold
mean,
Bucs
where
team?
you're gonna.
we have-
I'm
I
so
you're
tired
not
of talking
gonna-
about them.
we have a
Where
top
do you
10
see-
defense, and all we need to do
Dude,
is score
dude,
a
you
couple
don't have-
touchdowns a game.
You have Baker
All we need to do is
Mayfield.
score a couple touchdowns a game. We're
Where
going to go to Buffalo
where is that
Thursday
going to
night.
change, Matt? Where is the change going to come?
It ain't happening.
Lack of penalties. We need to
So,
clean up the
so
penalties.
3 less penalties, you're going to win. I
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
see where
honestly-
the change is coming.
Honestly, last game, yeah, it could have made the difference. Us getting in 2nd and 20.
Or if
on a
Ritter
regular
holds
basis.
onto the football, you guys get blown out 30-13.
I mean,
like
but
16
we
to
forced
13
those
loss.
fumbles, Brad.
That was the best case scenario for you guys. That was the best. That's your team is
Yeah.
just not good.
Or if we don't throw a fucking interception in the red zone.
Anyways, what other
Enough
games do we
and-
want to talk about?
And
here?
we
There was
score
a great week.
touchdowns the 2 times we were in the red zone.
How about the game you went to? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Chiefs,
Let's talk about
Chargers.
this.
I was
I
excited.
didn't know that is a thing.
What are you eating?
So-
ass
With the
over there?
heart?
What is,
Is that the heart? Are you making a heart symbol?
Did you see what he did
No.
Who?
when he scored a touchdown? Old T Rev.
No. I mean, I was there, so I didn't see all the T Swift shit, and I really don't care for it. But Kelsey,
I think it's
give
hilarious.
Kelsey his
I don't know how
props.
it goes. Like
Kelsey did tear him
Hey,
up
that podcast.
yesterday.
Hey, if one of us could get a Taylor Swift, our numbers would go up.
dude,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll take what we got because we're killing it. Like we're slowly building, and like without her, we don't need her.
Yeah, we're not going to fall off because we lose Taylor Swift. You know, we got that going
stupid
for us.
Fucking
Hey,
cunt.
I get it.
Dude,
Build our own
shout out
ground
to
roots
Melissa.
after here.
Shout out to Melissa tonight. Happy birthday, Melissa. It is my sister's
Happy birthday, Melissa.
Hey, there you go.
She
Happy
listens,
birthday.
But and I know she probably
Cheers
likes
if you made it
or-
this far.
My mom loves Taylor Swift, and I know her and Mike watch as well. So yeah, but I got Mike's picks here. I think he missed.
That was a fun game,
the
right?
first
To be at?
10.
What,
Like that?
what was he?
Yeah.
5
Dude,
for
it was bad
14.
early on, man. It was
Oh,
real
oh.
bad. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses. Yeah, normally the winner has about.
And those are straight up
Shout out
pick'ems.
to
This
Mike,
isn't
but
against
yeah,
the spread or
pick
nothing
every
like
game.
that.
Oh, shit. Yeah, these are just-
So when I looked at it, because one person had 3, and that's what I had 5. Thought I did well, but 3 is gonna win it probably. But dude, that dumb, that stupid, like
I guess I didn't even catch
What
that.
is-
Who
I
was
just
doing
don't-
the heart thing.
you didn't see. He scored it after he scored that touchdown.
He made a
was
heart
upstairs
symbol.
when it happened. He dove in, was holding the ball.
He's
up
in
and
love,
got in
dude.
there.
let
So then
let
when
the
he
boy
ran
ball
over the
out.
sideline, he did.
Look
the
at the
little
numbers
heart
they're putting up.
thing.
Like
Oh,
the
when he's
Swifties.
there. Or was
Yeah,
he
they
there?
said in games
Okay.
where T Swift is there, he's averaging like 113 yards
Yeah, it
receiving.
matters.
And in
Dude,
games
hey,
where she's
killing it.
not, he's down to like 46
Think about
yards
it. He
receiving.
played on a high ankle sprain in the same game because she was there, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to look like a pussy."
So I
Like,
wanted to put out who's the most dangerous pass catcher in the NFL?
Tyreek Hill.
or
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
All right, even inside the 8-yard line,
Tyreek.
you would take the 5-yard line.
It doesn't matter.
I might go Kelsey inside the 10.
Like if it's
I
fourth
might
and goal and the Super
switch to
Bowl, they
Kelsey
need a
inside the
touchdown
10.
to win it.
You
think
know
they both have
who
been
you know who we're
coached.
forgetting about? Mike Evans.
No, we're not. I
Oh,
know
okay.
he's in the league.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah. Cortland Sutton was on the list too.
Cortland Sutton's been kind of back on his game.
He
dude.
has been,
Yeah.
yeah, about time, right? They
He's
said
trying to get the fuck
Kelsey's
out of
on
Denver.
track for 130 catches this year, man.
Crazy.
And I also
And he
saw
had a
Kamara.
slow start.
Alvin Kamara's got to be on pace for like 200 receptions. The way Derek Carr checks the ball down to that dude.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's
Like
stupid.
you were so proud of your team, and I get it, but then he had what 12
Hey.
for 60.
No, he had 12 for 90, Brad, which is 3 times the average against the
Oh.
Bucks. So we'll clear that
Nobody
up real
gives
quick.
a fuck
Like,
about your
Dude.
average ass team. Okay,
Yeah, we're above average.
calm down.
Okay.
Also, I thought it was cool. One of the guys on fan or on
Sliding
NFL,
I'm not willing to call us good yet, Brad, but we're above average.
No, you're trash.
on NFL.
We'll see. I wish we had the
Insider, one of
Ravens this year.
Analyst said
I
might
wish
have
you
been
did
Ian
too.
Rappaport or one of those guys that was on that show, NFL Insiders. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's a good.
Yeah, I
watch.
know the
Say-
show. Yeah.
Kelsey was the best fantasy football player of all time. Like, and they
Mhm.
compared him to Tomlinson.
Tomlinson is a name that
Like,
came to my brain
yeah,
too. Yeah.
right.
I think when you look at the point discrepancy from him to like the next person, you got to have that argument, right? Like,
Yeah, that's
Right.
what
I get it.
wanted
He's
to-
Like-
I get it. He's not going to put up 400 or 500 points like a quarterback, but from him to what? Who's number 2 right now? Mark Andrews, probably.
Sam
Oh,
Laporta
right.
on the Lions probably
Laporta.
is.
Okay, but
Yeah.
what do you think that
But
discrepancy
if,
is?
if you're
40
but-
40 fucking points.
right. If
Right?
you're gonna
I mean-
if you're in a league and you have Kelsey and your fantasy team sucks, which would be hard to do. But if you're gonna trade away Kelsey, what would you have to get to even think about doing that? Like, because you're gonna need a running back and a receiver probably that like you gotta figure what you're starting, what you're gonna gain at the other positions and making up the
Right.
difference from
Well,
what
you
you're
got
gonna
to
lose at
what's
tight
the
end.
lowest tight
How do you
end
even
would
do it?
accept,
How do you
right?
even do it?
In that trade, you got to decide what's the crappiest tight end. I can.
You'd
live
have
with
to
on
get
my
like
team.
Mark Andrews and Christian McCaffrey and then offer them
Well,
some
or
other
do you go like
running
a
back.
Sam Laporta? You know what I mean? You get like a more mid tier tight end and get another starter though. Is it
Yeah.
a way to cycle a
Get like
top-tier guy?
Tyreek Hill and Sam Laporta, maybe you consider it. It's
For
still
Kelsey,
it's
is
tough
that-
to
you're
trade
not
away
moving.
Kelsey.
You,
Yeah.
you don't move a top 3 tight end.
Right.
No way, dude.
You don't.
No
you're.
way.
I mean, you're looking to trade for trade's sake.
Yeah, because you're never going to be
In
able to
my
replace
opinion.
that loss, like legitimately.
we talked
Like
with,
unless you're getting Hawkinson, I think if you're playing
Hawkinson's a
Hawkinson in
good
a
call,
PPR.
and he is not off to a hot start, but he does get the targets, and with Jefferson being hurt,
just with no.
that's a good
exactly.
call. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, giving away one of those top 5 guys though, it's like the commissioner of this podcast, Demon. We talked about he wanted to get rid of Mark Andrews, and I was like, dude, that don't like you.
Yeah, that was
Might not-
pre this week. That was
No,
pre week
right,
7.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he said that, and I'm like, dude, you don't realize like the value of having.
Yeah.
that
Trade
guy
him to
because-
me. I'll take Mark Andrews.
Yeah, right.
I'll take him.
Anybody would like you see him on a waiver. You're gonna take. Everyone's gonna pick that up. You can't find
Nobody-
a tight end like that. You can find a receiver to get you a projected 8. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah, or
can't
10.
find-
yeah.
Right.
You can't find a tight end projected more than like 6 when you're
No,
trying to
That's
Yeah,
why
find
those
one.
guys,
Even if
you know, and keep in
Yeah.
mind, we're
Andrews
talking a
hurt.
standard league, right? Standard.
Yeah,
where tight
not
ends-
PPR.
It's even
yeah.
harder. You know what I mean? Because you can get an average tight end in PPR. to
Yeah,
get
like
you
a
10,
Dallas
12.
Goddard. Dallas
Yeah,
Goddard.
You
is a
need, you
perfect
need like
example.
one of the
Down
big
and-
dogs, a Mark Andrews, a Kelsey every week, really to
Sammy Laporta.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
I love saying that name.
yeah,
how many weeks
bet.
is he out now? Yeah.
Is he hurt? I did not catch that. I was kind of MIA.
I
I was
hope I'm
I was
out.
in
I thought he
Arrowhead
was
yesterday at the Chiefs Chargers game, so I missed
Yeah,
more
Any good
football than I would
stories?
have liked to.
He
Any
hurt
good
his
stories
back.
Hey.
from there?
I did. We were throwing the football around tailgating. I saw a dude in the
God.
distance wearing a 28 Bucks jersey, and I see him walking my way, and I'm like, no way, this is another Warwick Dunn jersey. I had my Warwick Dunn jersey on, and he gets all the way up to me.
Dude,
I
had to
fist-
put- hold on,
I
hold on.
fist
Let me
bump
guess,
him.
Let me guess.
It was a
Leonard
fucking
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette jersey, and I was like,
Yes,
not
I
a real
knew it.
fan.
I
This
knew
is
it.
not.
Ready,
This
baby.
is not the real deal.
28. The real 28.
Yes, man, that's
Your boy
funny.
Doug
Yeah.
Forgotten.
But
That's not a
props
true
to
Bucs
him. It was
fan.
good seeing another Bucks fan. I'm there repping the old
Bucs fan, right?
97 work done jersey, and he's Leonard
Do you
Fournette. I think
do
wore
you think
28
that guy was
one
a
year.
Bucs fan before Tom Brady?
Judging by the jersey, no.
No shit.
Yeah, he said he was from Tampa. I don't know.
Leonard Fournette jersey would give
I don't know.
it
He
away.
didn't. He wasn't watching the game on his phone while he was throwing the football around. So that tells me enough. He wasn't locked in. He didn't know what was going on. But
Can we-
anyways, let's
can
get to the
we-
games
other
people
game?
care about.
Hey,
Let's get to
can we-
games people
Bills-
care
How
about.
Bills Patriots.
No,
Bills
can we-
Patriots.
Shout out to Mac Jones for the big
Can we
win.
agree that the Chargers aren't good.
The
are
Chargers,
not a good.
Their
I
football
kinda-
defense is not good.
dude. I wanted Brandon Staley to be fired
You're
before
2
we
and 4.
recorded tonight.
You're 2-4.
The defense
I'm so
is
tired of talking
terrible,
about
dude.
these teams,
But
Matt.
yeah,
Your Chargers are 2-4. Your Bucks are 3-3.
The
They're
Chiefs
average.
did
Yeah,
ass.
3-3, not bad. 3-3, we'd be the
Average
number
ass
7
team.
seed in the NFC right now. We could go to,
Ass teams.
you know,
The
we could go
Steelers
to
are
Philly
4-2.
and we could lose in the playoffs. That's what we could do.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
nothing
keep
there,
wish,
man.
keep wishing for that.
That's what my favorite thing to say on Jimmy. So on Sundays, Jimmy, when I'm watching football and the Bucks stuff are run, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. You just said it.
That's the future
That's
of the
what
Bucks.
Jimmy. That's what he
There's
thinks of the
nothing there.
Bucks. There's nothing, there.
I'm more
Exactly.
confident in my team.
Let's-
Just
'cause
wait
I
when
don't think
Lamont
Todd
David
Bowles has
retires. Anyways,
an answer.
what other games
But-
we got?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so
we got to
tired of
hit
talking
Eagles
Bucks.
Dolphins. Eagles Dolphins Sunday night football. The Eagles physically dominate the Dolphins. Tua
Yeah.
can't do a damn thing.
Tush push.
They can't run the ball against them.
Tush
They
I
can't
believe
stop
I
the run
called
against
both
the
of these
Eagles.
games, by the way. Don't want
Yeah,
to rub
and
it
you
in,
were on the
but
right side of this one, and I was on the
called
wrong
this
side.
one.
You've been
I
on
said
the
the
wrong side of a
Dolphins-
lot of games.
Well, last week I was.
I
We'll get.
called this one.
Hey, when
You
I
agreed,
tally,
yes.
but when I
You're
tally up our picks
I
on
didn't
the year,
agree.
even
I
after
knew
a
they
bad
were gonna
week,
win.
I'm still ahead of you two. So
Dolphins haven't beaten
Bullshit.
anybody. Good.
hey, I
They
got
played.
the notepad, Brad. I got the big ledger.
The tush push
Okay.
is a football play. I stand
Holy
behind it.
I still
you see
don't
the
like
audible?
it, man. I
It's
really
a
don't.
football play.
I
You
just
like
don't
it, play
like it.
better.
I love the new version.
I don't
of
like it
He
because
hikes it,
how it
they
works.
let 'em
It seems
dive,
impossible
then
to
they
stop.
move them.
Yeah.
It seems impossible
I
to
love
stop, and that's why I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bitch, right?
Just because one team's very good at something
You know what
doesn't
else
mean
is
it's
impossible
illegal.
to stop? Mahomes when he
I don't
throws with his
understand
fucking
why
left
a
hand.
defense doesn't
But it's
line
not
up
a
in the
rule.
same. Why does a defense not line up in the same idea, the same concept? Have your big boys and have one killer, and then you shove at him. You're basically. How else do you stop it? Right?
None of them.
Yeah, almost run a reverse QB sneak.
Like
at
literally,
it.
you QB sneak it,
like you push
but you take
Jalen.
your nose tackle.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
you
Put
just-
all linemen in there.
Yeah.
Stick
D-line.
them in
All
as
D line.
fucking
I think D
D-linemen.
line's going to get lower than O line.
O-line
But
clearly
it's,
is getting.
I don't know. It's fun to see. It's a fun play to see.
Yeah, you probably have to take the O line's knees out. You probably have to get lower than the O line, take their knees out, and then have somebody jump over top and force Jalen Hurts down fast enough where he can no longer
Well, but that's
climb
the thing.
over the.
That's where I was.
He
talking.
climbs
They've
over the
done-
offensive lineman. That's kind of what I don't
Yeah.
like about it.
They said he can deadlift 600 pounds, man.
But he's not
Oh, he can
deadlifting. He's
he can
crawling
deadlift a lot
over
more
the
than
fucking
that,
O
Jimmy.
lineman.
Okay, but they said, well, then
I
maybe
think he
squat.
deadlifted 600 pounds in high school.
All right, maybe, but they were.
He's a
dude,
mon.
by the way,
I did that in
Hurts is a
strength and
monster.
conditioning.
Bradshaw on on the Colin Coward show today was one of the funniest things. If you guys have the time,
Terry
10-20.
Bradshaw.
he just wouldn't shut up, and Colin Coward's like, "All right, well, I gotta get." He's like, "No, I'm staying for the next segment," and he's like, "No, you're not." Like, kind of,
Yeah.
and Bradshaw didn't want to hear it. He's like,
Yeah.
"All right, what else you got for the next 5 minutes?" And
Bradshaw's out. Like
Fucking-
he doesn't have. He's not all the way there anymore.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Man.
It's
I
been
did
like
not
that
know
kind of for a couple years. Even when they
Well,
throw to the,
Man.
they try to give him the halftime highlights sometimes, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
But yeah,
Yeah.
because he did not like it was. I was like, is he drunk?
Yeah.
Is he on like where is he going with this? And he's like, because in my day, he was comparing himself at one point to Taylor Swift when she dances, and he's like, no, that's got to be audio. That's audio because
no.
when I'm on my show, he's like, I had to dance a couple of times. I can't even get off the stage without being out of breath. And he said, like, it took him like 20 minutes to bring up, like, but I am 75. You know what I mean? And it was like, well, yeah, that's kind of the difference. And he's like, yeah, because I think some of these people, like, but back in the day, it was somebody from like AC/DC or something. He's like, he could dance and move around the stage, you know. And it was like, well, yeah, but what do you,
I don't know. How did they even get to that conversation?
God, so
nobody knew, dude. It was the funniest
so
shit.
fucking lost.
Howard's like, hey, can we get
Oh
back
my
to what
God.
we were talking about? All right, I want to get back to Jordan Love. And he's like, all right, but you don't know about Taylor Swift. I don't want to take a shot at her. She can dance, but I think she's definitely not always using her real voice. And it was like, why?
Yeah, like why he wanted to talk about that. Oh, I mean, who the fuck knows?
He probably really
Anyways,
likes her.
if we focus, I don't want to get off the Dolphins-Eagles game too quick because if we focus on the Dolphins, this is kind of how I see it playing out when they get late in the season and in the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to be able to, they're not going to put up 30, 40 points a game when it gets to December and January football and they actually have to play good defenses. It's just not, I don't think it's cute when you score 30, 40, 70 points against your Broncos, Jimmy, but you're not going to do that in the playoffs. And their defense sucks. Their offensive line is poor. The Dolphins are a team I would not like to bet on in the playoffs.
How
If I was a
quickly
fan
did
of
you
them,
flip-flop off them?
I mean, I was on them against the Eagles. I've been saying this about them translating into winter
on
football.
them all season.
Hey, no, this is not my first time saying this, though, that I worry about them translating into the winter.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah. This is not my first time bringing it up, Brad.
You don't do. I don't say that.
I said I worried about them going into the playoffs. Last night kind of proved that for me. When they play a tough defense, we saw the same thing against the Bills. That team is not built for like when the going gets tough. They're just not a physical football team. They're kind of a finesse, gimmicky football team. I bet. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots.
The Chargers?
I mean, the Chargers aren't as good as the Dolphins. They're not even in the same conversation.
I just think they're both kind of finesse teams.
The Chargers aren't physical either. I mean, they got two good DNs in theory. It doesn't show up.
It's
Bosa and Khalil Mack don't show up.
It's just, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't think the Dolphins are playoff. I think they're too
they're not I would be so surprised if they go to the Super Bowl. I'd be shocked
by Purdy there. Oof.
I would agree with you on that. I would be shocked.
Yeah. Between the Chiefs.
I think they're too they get hurt too much. I don't know what the word.
They're soft. We can say it. They're from Miami. They're soft.
If they gotta go play on the road somewhere, I'd worry about them. So yeah, I'm not. But God, Chiefs Chiefs.
where do we rank the AFC
championship? Would be a funny game, man. Watching Tyreek play against them and beat up that secondary, that would be a game that would be a good time. And if they had to come down to Florida, that would be a really tough game because I think I'm getting less and less hyped on the Bills. So I think they're fading, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals are the team that's just there.
But it's lurking. The Bengals will be lurking, and they had a bad start. But we've seen the Bengals do it in the playoffs, so there's less doubt, right?
And the Ravens,
and then the Ravens would be my number 2 behind the Chiefs right now.
Yeah,
I'd have it Chiefs 1,
I can see that.
Ravens 2 in the AFC. I don't know how you put another team above the Ravens in the AFC.
It's if you look at that point differential, it's crazy that it's actually in the AFC. Bills first, Ravens second, Chiefs third. in terms of points scored, points
Right,
against.
but is there like an aberration game where the Bills beat the brakes off
course.
somebody?
70, right?
Well, the Dolphins beat the brakes off the Broncos, so there's that. But what was the Bills game where they had,
I
won
don't
like
know.
38-3 or whatever it was?
But when they've given up 118 points, it's a good defense. They just are a weird fucking team.
Well,
right
and they're
now,
banged up.
right?
They're fucking super beat up. The Bills have a
But
bunch
I
of
feel like
injuries
the AFC
on
North
defense.
is always going to beat the shit out of each other. As good
But-
as the Ravens look this week, like all those 4 teams still have to play each other at least once,
Well,
and they're all on 2-game win streaks. That's not going to continue.
how many division wins do the Ravens have? Is it 2? I know it's at least 2.
They're
but it
2-1.
They're 2-1 in the division. So yeah, you only got 3 left. There's not a whole lot of games to get beat up in division.
Yeah, Steelers 2-0 are scary.
I don't know. The Steelers escaped against the Rams. The way the Steelers have been winning games, I don't know if it holds up, man. I haven't liked what I've seen from Pickett.
When are
They
you
find
gonna,
a way, though, right?
dude? Yeah,
Yeah, but it just seems like they've had so many of these like pull it out of your ass games. They're like the Vikings from last year, is what
Yep.
the Steelers make me think of. The Vikings pulled all those games out of their ass last year. That's kind of what the Steelers have done this year. It seems like they shouldn't win, and then they score a defensive touchdown in the third, fourth quarter. The game flips, and like Kenny Pickett, I'm not impressed. I gotta say, in his second year, I'm not impressed.
I agree. He
Under Tom-
handicaps that offense.
under Tomlin. I think they were they wild card winners both times. They won the Super Bowl.
Well, Tomlin only won 1 Super Bowl,
Okay,
right?
so but they were wild card.
That year they beat the Cardinals? That's a good question. No, I don't think they were wild cards.
Not that year.
I don't think they
I know
were.
they were in the
That's crazy.
Power
Yeah.
era because they beat the Broncos the AFC Championship. But yeah, I was just curious because like they always seem to be competitive. Rarely are they, and I think it was because of the Patriots at the time. But like the Patriots would have a great record. Like they'd be like 14-2. The Colts at the time would be like, 13-3. And the Steelers never really did that, right?
I agree.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
think
piggyback your
Big Ben's
Patriots,
rookie
though.
year they were 15-1, but that would be the
Yeah,
exception.
that 1 year.
It was
yeah,
something.
I
It was
mean,
something crazy like that. I think they
it
were
was. He
15-1.
went like 15-1. Yeah, he did, and
Cleveland
he killed
reminds
it.
me of that team this year. They're ugly. They don't win games very well. Their quarterback room's a clusterfuck, but they're also 4-2 right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy to
You know.
see Deshaun Watson get
You
in
know.
the game and then get taken right back out.
And they're like,
Like-
no, you're good. Just stay out.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
take
better
the
off
XFL
without
guy.
you.
We'll take the guy from the
shout out to
XFL.
that Bears quarterback too, man. That dude came out and
Yeah,
played.
his-
He had
Yeah,
60
and he's a
arm wrestling
wankster too.
champion.
Did you hear him talk after the game? Dude's a
he's got
complete
his hat
wigger.
off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all like
Are we allowed to say
Right.
wigger? That word's not canceled. I hope.
no, that's not
I mean,
canceled
yeah.
yet, right? I don't know.
He
We'll
had
find out.
65 friends and family in the crowd at the game.
Hell yeah.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Game ball.
Scott Hansen
He
was all
showed
pumped about it. He's like, okay, we're going to go live to Chicago where the Division II quarterback, whatever the fuck.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember his name now that we're live recording.
crap.
Bagent, Bag,
Yeah.
whatever.
something like-
Bagent. But
Yeah.
Something that I'm not going to try because I don't want to get us banned. So, yeah.
Yeah. What
But
else do we
number-
got to clean up?
Number 13 for the Giants looked good. The receiver, guess he was a first round.
Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt,
Yeah,
a couple
really
deep
good.
balls.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor looks sick in that old school Giants
He does.
helmet
He looks
with the
pretty fresh.
actual
always looked
Giants
good.
spelled out.
yeah.
He looks dope, man. Yeah.
I like that. No.
Yeah, but there's not much here that I had. I was watching so when I go onto my TV, the Spanish network comes on randomly. I don't know why.
For
That's, like,
MLB?
the one that it goes to. So
Yeah,
like
for
when it
Sling,
goes off
same
like
here.
my normal shit. So I go on there and it was a Spanish TV show, but it was dubbed over in a different it might have been Spanish still, like I don't know, but it was off. So it was two people speaking a different language, and that were all like the voice,
The timing of the audio was off also.
Dude, and it was one of the funny. I put that in the notes because I was like, "That's one of the funniest."
Oh, you
things
snuck
I've
that
seen.
in.
Enjoy
Yeah, I was like, "That's the dumbest shit
Oh.
I've ever seen." But yeah,
How about this? How about we close it out with baseball talk? Because we're gonna have 2 game 7s. We got one that's just started that I don't have eyes on yet, and that's Astros Rangers. And then we got the Diamondbacks forced a game 7 against the Phillies. And I just want to make World Series picks. Jimmy, who you got? I mean, we're all going to go Rangers, right? None of us can pick the Astros.
no,
I believe a lot of us had the Rangers even.
Before the playoffs started.
We had them at,
When you
All-Star
asked for our
break.
picks, I think both had Rangers here.
I had Braves Rays, if I'm remembering
I
right.
know you had
I would
Rays.
imagine
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They both lost in the wild card round.
Sounds pretty
By the way.
chalky. So
I think I had
right.
Philly in Texas.
Philly, Texas, that'd be a snipe if you did have
I
them
like
both.
Philly. I know I had the Rangers, but I like Philly. So
You like Philly to win it all. They're
You think
your
they
team
win
that's
game
kind of
7?
grabbed you.
yeah, I just like them, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
like
I
the
do too.
Beards, and
I
they
like
look
the-
like a baseball team, like a playoff team.
I like the
They have that
D-backs
power,
being the
you know what I mean?
underdog,
Just
but
Schwarber.
it's hard to root against
Mhm.
Philly at the same time. They're a really cool team. I like Schwarber. I love Harper. After Harper, he's going to his second team. He left the Nationals. He just seems like he's fit in perfectly in Philly. I like the dude. I mean, he's one of the best players in baseball, and to kind of see him get that real spotlight after not necessarily coming through for the Nationals where he was drafted, I like to see it. It reminds me of
almost
Jameis.
like
It reminds me of somebody like Jameis.
Like a
You know?
LeBron. He's on the cover of
Well,
Sports
LeBron got to
Illustrated
pick
when
wherever the fuck he
15.
wanted
I want
to
the
go.
I love the Diamondbacks. They
Oh, get the
run
fuck
like
outta here
crazy.
with this shit.
You get the Diamondbacks on base, they run.
What the fuck?
pitching-
Going outta
Yeah,
here.
Corbin
speed.
Carroll.
Pitching and speed, baby.
I love
Corbin
that
Carroll.
little
Matt
scrappy
threw out
dude,
a
Corbin
name of the
Carroll.
di- I'm gonna fucking throw.
Well, no,
Knows
dude.
one
You know
guy.
the only
He
reason
knows
I know
one
that
guy
name?
now.
I bought a box of baseball cards,
I
like
know
3
you
months
did.
ago. I pulled
Here we
a
go.
really limited Corbin Carroll rookie card, sent it off to get graded by PSA.
What
If
did
he wins the
graded
World
at?
Series, I haven't got it back yet. I'll get it back in probably like
Oh.
60 days.
What if it's like a 9.8?
Well, it should be a
Just
10.
Juicy.
It should be a 10.
10.
And if he wins the World Series,
If I get my
you
Pokemon
a
cards
team.
back,
sell that off.
How do you ship a card like that? I'm just curious. Do
Well,
we
I
have
go-
time to-
well, then nobody.
I go
cares
to a
about
sports
this.
card shop and they like send it off to the company that grades.
Oh, so you've
So I
already
go to a
paid
little
middleman
baseball card.
Hey,
Yeah.
you have my cards, War Dog.
Well, you pay the middleman less than
I
you would if
did.
you do it individually.
Wait, what?
Rarely enough.
There you go.
No,
Liquefied.
I already made a trip down to that lake house,
you
Jimmy,
fucking with
and
me, right?
I broke in and I took all those
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
cards.
They've been. We went through an auction. We sold it as a unit.
Yeah, I did.
We found a little Pokemon
Fuck
place
no,
at the
dude.
lake.
I got a damn stash, man. It's bullshit, Matt.
You know, possession
All right,
is
all right, all
what
right, let's end
9/10
it.
of the
I wanna
law,
watch my-
and they're in my possession.
Hey,
My
how about
big-
Monday Night Football? Vikings are up 7-0.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and I
live
have the
bet.
Niners
I'm gonna
for my
live bet
first-
the Niners money line. Why not? They're down
Yeah,
by 7.
I would. I
I
Yeah,
would.
like the
hit it.
Niners to win. I might even wait for the Vikings to score again and then hammer the Niners money line. The Vikings are
I
like the
would-
Chargers. They find ways to lose instead of win. They are the same team
I
in
would
different
hammer
conferences.
the Niners now, and I feel like you could find a way to hedge your bet and make sure you win money regardless tonight.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't
if
they
you
win
play
8
this live
games
betting
last
correctly.
year by like one score?
I mean,
less or
Hawkinson's
something
already
like
got 4 for 57.
Yeah.
That's we were talking earlier about tight ends. He's got to be in that tier, right?
that. No.
I mean,
With- at
especially with the injuries to the
with
Vikings, he's
Jefferson
going to
out?
get the targets. He's just going to get the
Just-
targets.
Just
Yeah.
because you
He's
don't
not there
dislike,
yet,
yeah.
man. You
All right.
can't-
How about what do you guys think about this?
Numbers don't lie, Jimmy. Numbers don't lie.
Thursday night football, Bills Bucks. Do we go live for the first half and just see me either in complete glory or misery for our podcast
Let's
on
go
Thursday?
second half.
Oh, you're gonna.
I
go
can't do
live?
that. I can't do that, Brad.
Second half.
I can't do
Come on.
that.
Hey, I'll do it for
I
the
can't do
Chiefs
it.
game.
Give the people what they want.
We could do that. That's another great idea. Chiefs
I'll do it
Broncos
for the
live.
Chiefs game if you do that.
Let's do it.
Figure out.
Let's do both. Let's do both.
All right.
Live reactions.
That's fine.
We haven't done a lot of like live reaction podcasts, so I'd be a fan
No.
of that.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's close it out
We'll
there.
be back on Thursday then.
All right.
Fucking right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Good night, everybody.
Denver got to win.
Good night, everybody. Go Vikings.
Cheers.